Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and it has been a while since I have been live with you. Right now it is, what day is it? January 8th, 2019. It's 11 a.m. Central Time, and I am live on Facebook. I'm just going to press a couple buttons here. I want to make sure that we are where we're supposed to be. So thank you for joining me. I am a demonstrator, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Andover, Minnesota in the US, and welcome to my free online paper crafting class. If you are watching this on YouTube, or you're watching it after 11 a.m. Central Time on Facebook on Wednesday, January 8th, then you are not watching it live, but right now it's live. So hey, how are you, Missy? Oh, I'm so glad. I've seen some names come up that are very familiar to me, so I must be in the right place. If you guys that are, you gals, guys, could confirm that I'm in the correct place, that would be greatly appreciated, because it's been 3 weeks since I have broadcasted, and I am so excited because there's some new stuff out, and I want to share some of it with you today. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of it out there, and if you are a Stampin' Up! Person, someone who's a fan of it, then you have been seeing the new publications. The spring catalog is out. It debuted January 3rd, and also the Sale-a-Bration promotion time period has begun, which also started January 3rd, and that runs through March, the end of March, so you'll want to get in on some of those special, awesome, wonderful things. So I'm just going to check through my comments here. I want to see if I am in the right place. No one has confirmed it yet, but I'm guessing from the names that I'm seeing pop up that I am on my page. So yay, let me just click that. This is where you should be, Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel on Facebook. And if you are unfamiliar with my website / blog, this is where I'm located on the internet. So if you'd like to find me, I'm at stampyourartout.com. You just click on blog and you can see all the fun things that I'm sharing. So on that note, let's get started, because this is going to be fun. As always, with all of my online paper crafting classes, whether they're live on Facebook or on YouTube, I do a prize drawing. And this time it's going to be a really awesome prize. So you'll want to get in on it by commenting. And I see a lot of you are commenting. Hey, Darlene. Awesome. Thank you so much for commenting. And look at, there's Linda and Marlene and Pam. Oh, all these familiar names. I miss you guys so much. It's been 3 weeks. So I took the holidays off. My kids were at home. My husband took like a week and a half off from work. And so it was a full house with my parents staying here too. And we decided that it would be best if I just not do my Facebook lives during that time. I'm going to increase some light here. I'm still playing around with the lighting in my room here, but I'd rather have it glare on my face than shade my table. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at another camera. You guys can't see it, but there wasn't enough light on my table, so I wanted to make sure that that was showing up pretty well here. Okay, awesome. So let me change cameras really quickly. Right here you can see the Sale-a-Bration brochure. This is what I'm going to be featuring today. I've got 2 products in here that I'm going to show you. One of them is the Kerchief Card Kit. In fact, that's what I'm going to focus on the most. I'm going to show you a few things from that. And then I'm also going to highlight, you can see, there's a ton of great products in here. They're all free, by the way. Place a $50 or $100 order, depending on which item you want, and you get it for free. It's the best time of the year. Anyways, the small bloom punch, that's also something that I'm going to be featuring. So Sale-a-Bration runs through March 31st. This is the card kit. Now before I get started, I'm going to show you the supplies, the measurements that you'll need for my projects that I'm going to share. And you might want to take a screenshot of it so you can keep that handy with you and refer back to this video. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, or watching it later on Facebook, or if you visit my blog on Saturday, January 11th, you'll be able to see those measurements or a link to that blog post to get the measurements again. This is the card kit. You can see the cards. They're called Kerchief cards. That's the name of the kit. I'm going to take this off here. There we go. And you actually make 4 of 2 different kinds. The kit is completely free. $50 order and you get it for free. So these are the cards in person, up close. They have some gold accenting on them. I love metallics, and so very pretty. They're white on the inside, and the envelopes are lined. That's going to be really important to keep note of for the cards that I'm sharing today. And then this is the other one. This is the Poppy Parade colored one, the red one, with petal pink lining on the envelope. So that's what you can make. You can make 4 of each of those cards if you want to make the cards as is, which is awesome. And the Thinking of You and the Celebrate Today are perfect sentiments that you use often, right? You use those often in cards. So we're going to take a quarter of the kit. So we're going to actually take 1 of each of the cards, 1 of each of the envelopes, some of the twine, some of the adhesives, and then all of these items. So if you just take your kit and you divide it into 4 sections, then you'll see that these are the items that you end up with. You actually end up with, oh, there they are. 3 tags of sentiments, 3 tags of the smaller ones, 3 tags of the larger ones. So 6 sentiments altogether. Now you'll notice, I'm going to zoom in here, that some of those are in other languages. So you pick whichever language is most comfortable to you to use in your cards. And so that's why you really only need, like for me, English. So I have 2 sentiments in English for my 2 cards, okay? You're going to get extra. And what we're going to do with them is we're going to flip them over. Now, if you're going to choose this French, you'd flip over the English, you know what I mean? So we're just going to flip over the ones that we're not going to use. And this piece here is going to get punched through. And, oh, we're also going to trim off a little excess on our foil sheet here. Now, I recommend not cutting it the way I did, but I just wanted to show you this so that you could kind of see how to separate your kit into quarters. But this side of the gold foil sheet, these aren't stickers, by the way. They're not self-adhesive. So you have to just, add them on with glue dots. But this side is a little bit wider on the edge than the right side is. So, but if you leave it whole, you also have these 2 edges, and I'll show you with the measurements. We're gonna cut that a little bit. So let's set this aside because I've already got my pieces ready to go over here. Let's go ahead and do this next. Hang on. I'm pushing too many buttons. There we go. Okay, so here are the measurements that you'll need and the supplies. We're gonna make 6 cards from 2. I love doing this. So we're going to triple the cards in the kit. So instead of making 8 cards, that kit will now make you 24 by just adding a few things like base cardstocks and cutting them certain ways. And of course, a stamp set for more sentiments is good, plus an extra ink. The leaf punch is a staple item. I hope they never get rid of it. So we're going to use the leaf punch, and then our tools, of course, like the trimmer, the snips, take your pick, bone folder. Those are necessary tools if you're going to do any altering of anything. Snail adhesive, I always love to have an extra adhesive on hand that makes it go faster. And you're going to probably need extra dimensionals. The kit comes with them, but you'll want to have a few extra. And then I added in the Whisper White envelopes because if we're going to triple the cards in the kit and cut the envelopes, then you'll need to provide envelopes for that. Over here on this side, you can see the measurements for a set of 6 cards. This is what you'll need. You'll need Whisper White thick cardstock, and that actually is 3 sheets per set of 6. 4 pieces that are going to be this size, 2 that are going to be that size, and I'll show you how to cut them in just a second here. Kit envelope linings, and the card kits are going to actually be, the kit cards are actually going to be cut up as well. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to cut that gold sheet and some of the twine. Now, you'll also notice down here that I have added some treat packaging. This is going to be a slightly longer Facebook Live than normal because I have to show you this super cute idea that is a simplified version of one that was shared in our January tutorial. The Stampin' Anonymous tutorial group always creates these 3D awesome projects, whether they're cards or treat packaging. And I have made a twist, a variation on one of them that's in that tutorial package because you'll want to see all the other ones and you'll want to see the stepped up version of what I'm going to share. So the measurements for that are listed here. Oh, look at that. I love it. I'm bound to make a mistake every video, right? The one for this one is I don't have the measurements written down for, for my treat packaging yet. They'll be on my blog, I guess. All right, so yeah, ignore all of this. We're just gonna get rid of that. But I do have the supplies correct. So if you, again, wanna just take a glance at that, you can see I used a few extra supplies, but you're gonna love this. It's really super cute. Okay, so now that we have embarrassed ourselves, we'd have to do that every single time, right? We're gonna go ahead and pull out some fun stuff, like our paper and our trimmer, and we're gonna brush off a bunch of garbage on my table. Okay, all right, here we go. So I've brought out my envelopes. You'll need 6 envelopes per set of 2 sets of card supplies. Again, you're tripling the cards in the kit. So divide that kit by 4. You have one of each of the 2 colors of cards. You triple that and you're gonna get 6 cards from that. So I hope the math isn't blowing you guys away yet. I've already cut and scored 2 card bases, and these are vertical card bases. And so I'm going to show you how to cut those. If you're a beginning stamper, this video will work for you, okay? You'll be able to follow along. So we're going to take the trimmer and we're going to look at the measurements across the top. Half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, half of that in one direction is 5.5. So we're going to score first instead of cutting first, because I want to show you that you can do this a little more efficiently, especially if you're mass producing card bases or whatever. Hi, Brina. So you can actually take and do 2 at a time. If you score first, so we're scoring at 5.5, and we're going to rotate, and then we're going to cut down the middle at 4.25, which is half of 8.5. So for you beginning stampers, that is a quick and easy way to do 2 at a time. Now we're going to do this sheet in a different direction. So this one I'm going to rotate and score at 4.25 first, okay? So we're scoring here, and then we're going to rotate and cut here. This is how you can get 2 squattier or hamburger fold card bases, right? So we're going to just go ahead and fold them all on their score lines like this. And you can either take your thumb, your fingers, and you can increase the crispness of those creases, or you can take your bone folder and you just run it across, and it makes the folds a lot crisper. It holds the cards down flatter as you're working with them. Okay, so we have our 6 card bases ready to go. I'm going to move the envelopes aside for now because we don't really need those in the picture. Let's start cutting our card base pieces for this now. So we're going to take these pieces back in here, and let's start with the envelopes. In fact, let's start with the pink one, okay? So we're going to grab the pink envelope. Now to cut this, we're going to put the flat edge up against the top of the cutter. If you're a bottom cutter on your trimmer, you like to pull this way, pull downward, then you'll just use this little edge here. I go this way. I don't know, that's just me. So I'm going to trim off like a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch, not very much. Okay, you can see it's just a little sliver of paper. So she's not a beginner, but oh, good. I'm glad that I gave you a tip. And who was that? Barb. Hi, Barb. All right, so we're going to put this side in now and do the same thing and trim it up. A little tip for those of you that aren't beginners and you want to make the most of your blades. If you're always pushing or pulling your blade to cut, so you're cutting with one side of your blade, you just bring your blade back out of that little hole on the bottom, flip it around, and now you've got, oops, let's get it in there right, and now you've got a new blade on the other side. So don't throw away your blades. Always use up both sides before you get rid of them and replace them. Now if you look at this, it's much easier to cut our envelope than if we were to take and try to tear it open. Let's cut off the bottom here, and we're going to cut right to where the colored portion or the printed portion of the envelope meets the white. Okay, so now we've got that, and we're going to trim up the sides. If you get 2 sides done, then you can start doing your measuring on the rest. So for our measurements, if you recall, you're going to put you're going to cut these 2 pieces, the envelope insides, to 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches wide, okay? What am I doing? Who was saying that? Diana. Hi, Diana. I'm doing alternate projects with the Kerchief Card Kit. And by the way, thank you for commenting. When you comment, everybody, you get entered into a prize drawing. And that prize drawing is pretty fun. There are some people who have won 2 or 3 times, and some of you haven't won at all. So it's a really random website, a comment picker that I use. It's called commentpicker.com. So if you want to get in on a prize drawing, everybody's welcome to try to earn that prize. So please feel free to comment. And if you share the video, comment that you shared. Hey, Kim from Ireland. I love that you're with us again. Thanks, Pam. All right, so I've cut the 2 envelope bases to that size. We're just going to set that one aside. We're going to work on 1 card at a time, if that's okay. So we've got our pink card base, and we're going to add this to a more horizontal card. So a card that opens this way, as opposed to this way. This is our vertical card, okay? So let's grab this, and we're going to take our snail adhesive, because snail is quick and easy. The kit does come with some glue dots, so if you'd rather, you can use glue dots. I just like a quicker type of glue. Snail adhesive is something that's really popular. Another one that's really popular with demonstrators is my dirty. This is a dirty one, sorry. It gets kind of sticky and then stuff sticks to it. Anyways, it's the multi-purpose liquid glue. Some people call it the green glue. It does not come out green, but it just has green caps. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we're going to flip over one of our languages that we're not going to use, and we're going to stamp on it. The stamp set that I'm going to use for my extra sentiments is called Timeless Tulips. It is a stamp set that has debuted in the spring catalog. So it's new as well, but you can use any stamp set with sentiments that fit into this size piece and this size piece. Those are the 2 pieces that we're stamping our words onto. So I chose this one because it's new and it's fresh, it's fun. Actually, you can get it with a tulip punch that punches out this tulip and a leaf if you want to even make your products go further. So let's grab our Early Espresso ink, which coordinates really well with this kit. This color and the Night of Navy color really work well with this kit. So this sentiment says, may the memories of yesterday comfort you today. We're going to stamp that off to the right-hand side. I should have my little squishy thing. Hang on. My squishy thing. My Stampin Pierce Mat. I'll add this into the supplies, I promise, so you can get your hands on that too. This is the Stampin Pierce Mat. I don't pierce on this one. I have a couple of them, one that I pierce with and one that I don't pierce with. But when you're using clear photopolymer stamps, for those of you that are new to stamping, you'll want to have a cushion. It just gives a clearer image. Now this one worked out pretty well because I pressed hard, but it's nice to have that cushion to really make sure, to ensure that you're going to get a good image. So what do we do next? Now we take some pieces in the kit, and you're going to hate me because I'm going to use up the flowers, or flower and leaf, right away. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's the only one you have in the kit. I know. Well, I mean, you get 4 sets of them, but hang on, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. But we're going to use it up on 1 card. So let's take and add, and I'm looking off to the side because I see one that's finished. I'm going to add this flower behind my sentiment right about here. And I'm doing it right about there because this flower has a little crevice, or I don't know, the petals. There's a space between the petals there. And our leaf, which can appear behind the flower, but also come in front of the words. Here, I'm going to move this over a little bit again. Which can also come behind the words, or in front of the words, like that. It just works out super well, right? In fact, I'm going to make this go over even more. There. I like that. That's where it's going to work. Okay, so now we'll add the snail, and we're just adding it to 1 leaf right now. We're building up before we stick the whole thing down. So now we've kind of taken up that empty spot on the white so it doesn't look so weird, right? Because this sentiment looked horrible when I centered it. It looks better when it's off to one side and we have some image over there, which now is our leaf. And now we're going to take this one and we'll just add this behind. And here, we'll just put a little glue back there, a little adhesive, I should say. And we'll have this one coming out like that. Simple, right? And then we take and build up our dimensionals. And I think, oh, I do have some extra dimensionals, but we'll use the ones from the kit. When you put the dimensionals on, just kind of go over the top of a lot of the areas where you have multiple pieces, if that makes sense. So you've got, you know, where the leaf is matching the flower here, the leaf, the flower, the label. And then for this one, I think it's gonna be best balanced if we can put 4 there. So there we go. You don't need to slather the whole back with dimensionals, but where did I get the glue holder? That is a great question. I knew someone was gonna ask that. I did not wanna show that because I don't remember the link. In fact, a girlfriend gave it to me. Vicky, maybe you can chime in about that if you're watching. I love it. She got it off of Amazon somewhere. And it just, I don't know if it was made for the glue or what, but it holds my glue really, oh, there we go. It holds my glue upright. So the glue is always at the tip that I want it to be at. So let's zoom out just a tad again. All right, so I've got my dimensionals on the back. I've peeled off the release paper from it. We're gonna go ahead and set this down here. Now, if you really want to spice it up, you could totally add like some rhinestones or something, but I want people to know that they don't have to add a ton into these kits to make them go further. You just have to add some cardstock and, sorry, we're going to try to straighten out the ribbon a little bit, or the twine. Okay, you just have to add some cardstock and envelopes mostly, sometimes ink and a stamp set, and you can take any kit and do this type of thing to it. Just play around with it. See what your mind comes up with, right? The glue holder from Etsy. Thank you, Vicky. So it must have been somebody who loves that glue and made it just for the, okay, awesome. Do you remember what it was called? Okay, now we're going to grab our glue dots from the kit. And I love the Take Your Pick tool with these type of, oops, took the whole thing off, hang on. With these type of glue dots that come in a lot of our kits. Paper pumpkin kits have these. It's just really nice and easy to pick up our pieces this way. And I think on this one, because my other card is a little different with the layout, let's just go like this. Let's just figure out where it looks best. I like it there. Okay, so we're going to put our glue dot down. That was really, really smooth, Rachel. Try that again. In fact, having 2 glue dots is probably best with these smaller glue dots. If you have regular glue dots that are in, you know, on those rolls from the online store, there. I should have used the Take Your Pick tool. Anyways, if you have the regular ones, 1 should do just fine to hold these. But I think that this twine is pretty thick, and so having 2 works really well. So there's your first card. That's the first one you get to make. The second one, we're going to use a vertical card base, and we're going to grab our blue envelope liner and add that to the front directly, just like this. And then we're going to grab our navy oval, our sentiment, our other wide sentiment that we're not going to use. So I'm choosing this one, flipping it over. I'm going to use the vellum, and I'm going to use 2 of these guys. But before we take those off of there, I think it's going to be sturdier if we do our trimming. I forgot to do my trimming of my 1/8 inch by 4 inch wide strips of gold, and I want to have these ready. So you'll notice here as I do this that I go right to the edge of that leaf. Yes, I used it, but there's more. If you have this whole sheet here, you can cut it before you damage it like I did. So we're going to grab 2 of those. We didn't need those strips for this card, but I just wanted to grab those off of there before this got a little, you know, weaker, if that makes sense. Okay, grab our ink again. And this time the sentiment that I'm going to choose is one that says, what a difference, sorry, reading off to the side again, what a difference one single life makes. And so you could use that for a sympathy card. You could use it for a birthday. You could use it for a new baby. I mean, that sentiment is so perfect for so many different things. Anybody, just to, you know, recognize someone as being special. I forgot again. Did you catch that? It's called the Tombow Glue Holder. Thank you, Kim. Yes, the tear and tape is available. Deborah, I'm so glad that you said that right after Kim's comment, because I caught it. You guys know I'm not good at catching comments, don't you? All right, so that sentiment has been stamped onto this piece. What we're going to do with this is take that leaf punch, and we're going to try to punch 4 out of here. So I'm going to go in the corner and punch 1. And then I'm going to kind of, yeah, it was hard. It was hard to figure out where to punch these guys, but you just kind of have to shimmy it around. And you don't need to have the whole stem, but you definitely want your leaves to be in there. That worked. That really worked, Rachel. You did it. Okay, so we'll do the next one, and then we'll pray that this one fits in here too. Ideally, 3 is best out of this, but I got 4. I got 4. We're going to set 2 of those off to the side because we don't need all of them right now. This one's not picking up. There we go. Okay, so now to build this up, we're going to put adhesive on the back left side of this sentiment. So we'll just go like this and like this. By the way, thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch what I have to share. I love sharing, and it's easier to share when I have people to share with. Okay, so now we're going to just build up these little foliage accent pieces behind. And if you have to keep adding glue to make sure that they stay down, that's fine. This is going to go flat onto our card on a piece that's actually up on dimensionals itself. So it's okay if these are going flat against here. Oh gosh, where are we going to put that one? Let's put it here. Oh yeah, and then let's make this one go a little bit differently then. Do you do that? Do you guys do that? You have to keep on redoing it. There, I like this though. I like that look. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit more adhesive on the back again. And again, it's just on the left side here because we're attaching it to our oval like that. So notice this side does not get any adhesive because instead, with that little fun accent on the left, we're going to flip the whole thing over, and now we're adding those dimensionals that I've lost. They're somewhere. Here they are. Okay, so we're going to add dimensionals. Now, another tip, because a lot of you might be new to crafting, cut along the edges of your dimensional sheets, and you can have even more. So it's a great way to use your dimensionals to the best, most efficient way, right? Okay, so this card is now done. And again, if you feel it needs more sparkle, you certainly could add rhinestones or pearls or whatever, but I love how easy these cards are coming together, okay? The stamp set that it came from, sorry about that. Yes, you must have missed that part. Timeless Tulips. So I'm using Timeless Tulips, but again, you can use any stamp set that has some sentiments with it. We're gonna grab our card bases now from the kit, and we're gonna do some trimming for those. Now for the solid halves, you have 2 halves here. We're gonna use the blue side of each. For the solid half, we're gonna trim that to 4 inches wide. So we can just go ahead and do that right now. 4 inches wide to 5 1/4. Sorry, and we're just doing that with the blue. Did I say to both of them? No, don't do that to both. Just your blue is that size. This one is going to be trimmed 1/16 of an inch all the way around. If we were to cut right here on that score line, it would be 1/16 of an inch all the way around. But what we're doing is we're cutting an 1/8 inch in 2 directions. So 1/16 and 1/16 is an 1/8. So basically we're making it just slightly bigger than the sheet we just did. The sheet we just did, we cut 1/4 of an inch in. This one we're cutting an 1/8 of an inch in. But the problem is we have decorations going around the border. So you have to take that and look at it a totally different way. You cut it 1/16 of an inch plus 1/16 of an inch on the other side. And again, I've got here, you know, I'll just cut on that score line so I don't confuse you guys. I'm cutting right on the score line first, okay? There. Now, 1/16 of an inch and 1/16 of an inch gives us, if you look over here on this side, we have gone in just an 1/8 inch total that way. You can eyeball it if you don't want to worry about measurements. Just cut a little, like fingernail clipping size off of each edge, and then you'll have the perfect border. Just as long as you can see some white all the way around. Let's do the same with this one. Let's cut it in half at the score line that's already there at the 4 1/4 score line. And now we'll take this piece and we'll cut a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. On your trimmer, by the way, if you have the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the 1/16 of an inch mark is where the dark brown meets up with the white, okay, because there's this little channel in here, and it's 1/8 of an inch wide. So if you are on one side of that channel in the middle of it, you're a 1/16 of an inch over. I love math. I know you guys hate me for it, but I really love math. Some of you are math fans, so you can totally get what I'm talking about. So again, we're just trimming a little ways in. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just gives us a nice white border when we add it to the front of the card. Those pieces are ready. We'll come back with the trimmer for our red solid piece later, but let's go ahead and work on the next 3 cards. So here, this one here is going to go on a vertical card base. So we're going to flip it over and add our snail. It's not coming out all the way. There we go. All right, so we're going to add our snail and mount it onto our card base piece. And now we're going to take this vellum, because we have a printed vellum in there that has gold on one side, and if you flip it over, it actually kind of looks like silver. It looks like a soft silver, but because we're sticking with gold throughout the whole kit, I'm going to go ahead and use the gold side. And I'm going to put adhesive through the middle because I know that this is going to be hidden by my piece on top of it. That's what you want to do with vellum, is you want to make sure that wherever you put adhesive, it's going to be covered up. Because you can see if I press really hard and hold it higher up, you can see the adhesive through there, can't you? So we don't want that. So we're going to take our last large sentiment, this one here, Thinking of You, and we're going to grab these 2 punched out leaves. Can't see them. There they are. The punched out leaves and 3 more of these. 3 more? How many am I using? 1, 2. Oh, I messed up. I messed up on something. We're using 2 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I messed up. I won't mess up on the cards I'm making for you. So we've got these, and we're going to flip this over. And instead, I want my leaves to be coming out but flat against the card, and I want just this part popping up. So I don't want to stick them to here. That would be an easy way to solve the problem, right? But we're going to show you how to do it with not doing it that way. You can take glue dots and put them on the ends and stick them underneath, or you can lay it all out where you want it to be. So I'm just going to kind of position everything here like so. And then I'm going to lay this over the top, and I'm going to see how much it covers. And it really does on the vellum leaves. It covers up just the tips, so I want to be careful about that. The gold ones, it looks like it covers up, the gold areas. So I'm going to pull these away, and I can either do one of 2 things. I can take and put the adhesive directly where I had it underneath the vellum, just go right on top of it, which is what I'm going to do. Or I can take and put glue dots on the ends of each of these things. I'm just going to go this way. So I've got my adhesive there, and again, it's going to get covered up, and I'm going to reach in and kind of hold this over the top just so I can see where it's going to lay and press down. Now if I need to, I can come back and I can put a little more adhesive on top of it just to kind of connect it. So that's looking good, and then we'll do the same over here. Press it down when you know you like it. And really, leaves, flowers, they can go pretty much anywhere, and they're going to look good. So now we'll grab our dimensionals, now that we know that we've covered it up really well, and we can add those in secretly? No, that's the wrong word. Is that the right word? I don't know. I'm a math gal. privately, secretly there. We'll add them in there right underneath like that so that they don't show, but they're also holding on to those leaves a little stronger. And then we'll put one in the middle. Maybe I did have the right word. You guys let me know. Okay. All right, here we go. Did you write, Julie? This working thing gets in the way. She's at work. I'm sorry, Julie. Just make sure your headphones are on. I'll try not to laugh too loud. All right, there's that next card. I told you guys too that this is going to be a little bit longer than my other videos. Okay, hang on. Next one. We're going to grab this card next, or this card base piece next, and we're going to do a vertical one again. So like this, and this one's going to go straight on just like the other ones did. My adhesive is catching up on itself. Pressing harder. There. See? It's a very tiny white border all the way around. Doesn't that look pretty? You can still see the beautiful frame, but you're not ruining it because you don't cut in too far. If you cut strategically. Thank you, Michael. Strategically. I bet that was the word that was in my head. Thank you. All right, but you cut in enough where it still shows that white border, but you're not sacrificing this fun kerchief print look. Okay, the next sentiment that we're going to use is the one that came with the kit. Here it is. I'm getting a mess on my desk, you guys, having a hard time finding things. This one here, Celebrate Today. I like things off center a bit, so I'm going to make it go off to the right a tad. And we're going to get creative with our leaf that we're pulling out here. And we're going to put on the reading glasses because it's going to be close to my head. And we're going to trim. We're going to trim, okay, you see these leaves here? We're going to trim in right here like this.
One moment. Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
Oh, sorry, Siri. Okay, we turned her off. And now we're going to turn our leaf this way and we're going to cut it like that. So now we have two sets of leaves and we have this other little leaf cluster like that. She might talk again. All right, so on this, I'm going to put my adhesive right behind the right side because that's where I want these pieces to come out of. We're going to do it the easy way. So we're going to make our leaf, our first one, our tallest one, go like that. Then we can pick either one of the other ones and just kind of make them, it kind of gives a fuller look. See, isn't that fun? So now we have our leaves accenting kind of everywhere. Okay, not just in one place. And we're going to put a dimensional there. So that'll kind of take care of that adhesive. If it bugs you that there's all of this snail adhesive exposed, you can certainly put more dimensionals there if you want to. You know what I mean? But it's so high up that it's not going to really get affected. And then we'll put one over on this side. Okay, we'll peel off the release paper. It was like I had somebody in the room with me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, so we're going to just set that down like that, and that is another finished card. Super simple, but so pretty, right? I am pretty real. Who said that? Lisa. Yeah, that's what happens when Siri talks to you. You got to talk back. Okay, or you got to at least, you got to answer in some way. We shut her off. Never mind. Okay, this piece is cut, and we're going to put this onto our horizontal card. I'm going to have to figure out how to shut that off during my lives, or just not have her with me, because I have two phones now. I bought a new phone during the winter break. I'm not using it right now for my camera, but my hope is that this camera here, the one that you see onto my desktop, is going to have a sharper image. But something else that happened, okay, Vicky knows about it because she was here with me yesterday, but my cat knocked over my holder, my stand for my phone, iPod. All my cameras fell. My stand fell. The stand broke, but my hundreds of dollars worth of equipment did not get injured in any way. But I do not want to put my heavier phone onto the stand yet, so we're using my regular camera. Okay, iPhone 7. So that base is now going to get one of our sentiment pieces and this last set of leaves. These are the two that are different languages. You can use them as is if you'd like to, multilingual cards, but we're gonna flip it over. And the next one that we're gonna stamp is the Happy Mother's Day, because that's gonna come up sooner than later. And we all know a mom out there. So let's stamp this one. We're gonna stamp it left justified, so off to the left. I forgot again. You guys, this is what I'm talking about. It's sticking to the paper. Stamp it so you have a cushion underneath. You're gonna get a better image. I should just like put it in my mouth or something so I remember it. We're gonna flip this over and we're gonna put glue dots from the kit on the back side of this leaf and this leaf. So, because this is the best adhesive for this, so we're just gonna stick that there. Stick this one here. And this is what I was talking about earlier too. You can use take your pick tool and remove, or at least loosen, those little guys. There we go. If your glue dot gets off to the edge like that, just fold it over onto itself again. Okay, we have that ready. And this is gonna just stick right on the front, like that. Fun, right? And then we can flip it over. And you can see already I'm using up a ton of these dimensionals. This whole sheet is what you get in the kit. So you really need to add more dimensionals if you're gonna expand and triple the kit like I'm sharing. So I thought this one looked better on a horizontal type of layout. So that's gonna go there. And then the last one, we're bringing the trimmer back in and we're gonna cut this piece. We're not gonna use every portion of it. We're going to, thank you, Deanna. We're gonna cut 2 inches off. So this piece is 2 by 4 1/4. And we're gonna cut at 2 1/4. This piece we could use for some other project later. I just wanted a window area on the front of my card. So these are the pieces that we'll use. And we're gonna grab some scrap paper. We're gonna flip over these pieces here. And if it's actually 3/8 inches or wider, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm just gonna bring in a scrap from something that I trimmed off earlier. And I'm gonna zoom in a bit here so you can see what I'm doing. So I've taken my strips and turned them upside down. And now I'm gonna run my snail along all of them, especially the 2 gold ones like this. And I'm not getting my table filthy dirty with adhesive. This strip here, which was scrap anyways, oops, let's peel that one off first, is just gonna get thrown away. But now I don't have any excess adhesive going off the edges of my gold sheets. And I can take and add one to the edge of this piece. And I told you to cut them to 4, but you can leave them at a longer length and then trim up later. And this one to the edge of this piece. So we'll trim that off. I like to flip it over to trim. Those pieces are ready. And then we just need to punch out our flowers and stamp our sentiment. For this one, I thought this was gonna look really great with the Get Well Soon message that comes in that kit, or that set. This set really lends itself to a variety of different messages. It's great. You're gonna love it. Get it with the punch though, because then you save 10%. Okay, so now we're gonna take our last sentiment piece. It's flipped over and we're gonna stamp the Get Well Soon. Smack dab in the middle, like that. And again, I forgot. I know you guys are like slapping your heads, right? You're going, what, Rachel? It's just not a habit of mine. I feel so stupid. Okay, so now we've got our vertical card base. And we're gonna add this piece to the bottom first because we want to make our flowers come out of it. So we're gonna put some adhesive along here. We're gonna kind of eyeball by putting this here so we know where it's gonna go. In fact, yeah, on this one I think I'll put it right like that. Okay, then you want one set of flowers to pop up in the middle and be kind of high, like that. And this one we can take and kind of turn to its right, and this one we can turn to its left, because you give flowers to people who are trying to heal. So I thought the flowers were best with this statement, this little sentiment. Okay, so now we'll just take and run some adhesive across there and across the base of our flowers. We'll add it to the front of our card. I opened it up because I wanted to see exactly where the edges of my white card base was. Sometimes when you have it folded like this, the piece underneath can kind of be distracting and give you the illusion that that is the front piece of your card. So it's always best to do that when you're adhering to the bottom of a closed up card. Just open it up, makes it easier. And then we'll do this piece on top here. And this one we can add, you know what, I'm just going to glue it straight down like that. And we'll stick that there. I did a different version than I did on my first card. I like them both though. Let's grab our ruler and just measure out 8 inches. The kit tells you 12 inches for twine for each of your bows that you make for your cards, but you seriously can do this with just 8 inches. I tell ya, it's true. All right, so now that I've kind of straightened out a little bit, we're going to tie it in a bow. If you do not like bows, tie knots. Oh, good. Thanks, Patty. Patty says she's been stamping for 15 years, and this is the first time she's seen that trick for putting adhesive on tiny, thin pieces. I'm glad that helped you. Awesome. Okay, we've got our bow, and then we'll, of course, add our glue dots to where we want our bow to go. That rhymed. Bow to go. I hope you all had wonderful holidays. I've missed doing this. I was really nervous when I was preparing for this today, thinking, am I going to be like sweating and forget to do a bunch of stuff? Well, you know what? I did. I forgot my measurements on the second set of supplies, but that's okay. I am having fun. So there's that one, and I'm going to show you this one here. So 2 different ways to do that card, but there's that. Okay, we're going to bring these over just to the side. Hang on, I'm just getting my stuff ready for when we do a picture later. Okay, now we're going to do another project. I told you this is going to be slightly longer than our regular lives, and so if you have to go somewhere, just know that I'm not trying to make things hard for you. Okay, we're switching inks, we're switching stamp sets. We're going to a set called Heartfelt, and I love this message in it. It says, being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that too, because it goes along with the project that I'm going to make for you. I'm actually going to show you the finished project before I make it so that you can kind of visualize what I'm doing as I do it, okay? Thank you for your sweet words, you guys. I'm glad you like those cards. Okay, so Heartfelt is a new set that's in the spring catalog as well. We're going to use the Love You Lots because it fits really well. So, and the ink that we're going to use is actually, you know what? Night of Navy is what I used on the blue card ones, but we're going to make a red card one. So I'm bringing back the Early Espresso ink for that. I will make sure I alter that on my supplies too. And we're going to use a card base. You can actually get 3 of the treat packages out of 1 card base. We're going to use a ribbon that is new. This is Whisper White crinkled seam binding ribbon. It's very staticky, but here is the wonderful thing. That's the only negative thing about it. Here are the wonderful things about this ribbon. It's white. You can color it with blends to make it any color you want. It's thin, so it ties easily, and it is super flat when you mail it. So you don't have to worry about that bulk that a lot of other ribbons and twines give you. You don't have to add that extra 1 ounce stamp when you're mailing it. It's perfect ribbon for cards. Okay, so we've got a piece of that is, and again, I forgot to give you guys the measurements. I think it's 16 inches for one of those. And we'll need the envelope lining. So I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna use one of these per treat package. I'm going to use some Ghirardelli chocolate squares. I'm going to use, and these aren't in the original packaging, but these are my gold faceted gems. They're the perfect size, and look what you can make. So it's super cute. It's thin. Again, the one that you'll see in the anonymous tutorial bundle is a lot it's not a lot more elaborate, but it's more detailed than this. This is a very simplified version. You'll want to get that bundle. You can purchase the bundle, by the way, for $9.95, or you can order from me at stampyourartout.com, and you can get that bundle for free with an order. Or you can be part of my team and get it for free, right? So cute little accent piece on the front, but it allows the ribbon to slip in and out because we're gonna do something really tricky with our dimensionals. So let's grab our pieces and let's go to town. I've also got a couple punches here. This punch is the punch from the Sale-a-Bration catalog that I mentioned earlier. It's the small bloom punch, and that's gonna do our accent on the front. Let's take our card base and we're gonna cut it. Now you have some options here, but it's not gonna equally cut into 3 pieces. So your card, sorry, I'm gonna look at my cheat sheet here. Your treat package piece is going to be cut. I didn't write that down. So I have to think again. It's going to be, oh, here, we'll just measure the finished one. Rachel. You thought you were ready, but you weren't. Okay, so it's gonna be cut to either 1 7/8 inches wide or just under 1 7/8 inches wide. I like the ones that are on the sides to be the slightly smaller ones. So when I say just under, I mean a 1/16 of an inch under, and on the paper trimmer for Stampin' Up, there's a mark there. So you find the 1 7/8 inch mark, which is located right here, okay, 1 7/8, and you're gonna trim there for the middle piece when we get to it. But on this one, we're gonna go slightly in, okay? So we're 1 little mark in. So again, on the middle one, we'll make that one slightly wider, and it doesn't matter. 2 inches would be ideal, but when we're cutting the card bases in the kit, we don't have the ability to make each of these 2 inches. And if we were to do a 2 inch and a 2 inch, you'd have an extra scrap left over. We can't fit the 2 inches in between this little area here either. So I couldn't get 2 out of the middle. But you'll see here that even if I'm using a side piece, it still looks really pretty, right? So you have that little floral background, it's kind of coming up the side, but it still looks really pretty. So let's go ahead and take one of our pieces and we're going to punch it. And we're punching it at the, oh wait, we have to do more trimming. Rachel, we have to do more trimming. Okay, sorry. We're gonna trim in, I got excited. I got really excited. We're gonna trim in 1 1/4 inches, and we're gonna use the measurements on this side. So 1 1/4 inches, we're gonna trim this way, sorry. So we're trimming off that beautiful little accent edge there, like that. We're making use of the score line that's already in the card piece. We're gonna keep this little guy, don't throw that away. We're going to make another score line. So here's one score line, and we're gonna go another 1/8 beyond that. So if we flip it over here, this first score line measures in at the 3 inch mark. We're gonna go to 3/8 of an inch, and we're gonna score. And then we're gonna take this end, and we're gonna score 1 inch in this way. Maybe that's why I didn't do the measurements for this yet, because I was trying to figure out how to write it all out. So we have 2 score marks down here to give us that rounded look there. And then we have another one here for the flap. Okay? And we will zoom out on our camera here. All right, so next we're gonna add this piece to the inside with our snail adhesive. The table is getting full, everyone, and we're just gonna add that up here. If you see me rolling my eyes, it's because I can't find something. Okay, so that goes there. Now we need a stapler, and we're gonna staple our chocolate to the inside. I thought this brown fudge caramel, yum. I thought that one looked really good with this. So we're gonna flip it over and it's gonna get stapled here, but we want the staple, the smooth part of the staple, to be showing here, not having the back side of the staple. So when we take and connect it, we're gonna flip it over, we're gonna bring our staple in, By the way, just use any stapler. This is one that Stampin' Up! Used to carry years ago. We no longer carry it. I just keep it handy in my craft room. So now you can see it fits in there. This piece is going to get punched. We probably should have done that before we stapled. We're going to punch it, but when you bring it in, you're going to see that it fits a 2-inch wide paper a lot better than one that's slightly shorter. But you're going to use the underneath portion to kind of center it well. Okay, you just center it, punch it, and now you've got a stuck piece of paper. And now you've got your fun little decorative tag topper piece there. And this gets folded in like this. You could write a message here. You could stamp there. Then we're going to take this ribbon, the crinkled seam binding, and we're going to just kind of bring it through that hole. Okay, so we have some coming out this side, some coming out this side. We're going to fold it flat on there. We're going to come around this way so that our bow is going to be tied towards the top. Now when you tie it towards the top, just make sure before you tie it that your ends are even and that your ribbon is flat all the way around. So as long as we can cinch it down, I can stop using 10 fingers and 10 toes to hold it in place. There. Okay, now it's held down because I've done an overhand little thingy there. Now we're going to go ahead and tie our bow. And again, if it helps for you to tie a knot, do that instead. But we're going to try to do a bow while we are live. We can do it. It's going to be a little tilted the way I do my bows, but then with this seam binding is super thin, so you can kind of manipulate that ribbon to make it work the way you want. And if you want to adjust the loops, you just hang on to the loops and kind of shimmy the tails of the ribbon until it looks better. You can certainly trim it off or allow the treat recipient to retie it if they want to after they've opened it by leaving longer tails. I'm going to go ahead and trim them off because I think it looks better. And then we just have to add our fun little accent on the top if we want. It's optional because it looks really cute just like that, doesn't it? But this is a fun thing to do. We're going to cut our leaf the way we did before. So we're going to trim in here and we're going to trim in there. Our neighborhood dog wants to join in. Can you hear the barking? All right, so we've got a couple pieces here. I don't need all of them. You can certainly use all of them if you wish, but I don't want to. I'm going to use an envelope flap scrap, or you could use Whisper White cardstock or whatever you want to do, because we're not going to actually use the pink side. We're going to punch out a couple flowers with that bloom punch, the small bloom punch. And then we're going to flip these guys. Actually, we're going to flip this over and we're going to add the glue dots to that. Take your pick. Tool ran off. It ran. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to lift up a glue dot, stick one down. I'm trying to remember where I put these guys. You know what? I'm going to put it on the actual leaf. It's going to make it easier for me to remember. Okay, so I've got a glue dot on there. And now I'll flip this over. Yes, now I remember. It was right behind. Okay. So that's going to go there, like that. Okay, so I've got it kind of so that the leaves are coming between the different petals. And then this one is going to, here, we'll just visualize where it's going to go first. This one's going to go here. So when I put that on, I can actually put my glue dot right in the middle of the petal. So we'll do that. There. Now I brought the multi-purpose glue in here. A lot of you are going, is she ever going to use the green capped glue? And I am, because I think it's going to go a lot faster. Oops, where'd my glue dot go? Oh, it's over there now. Okay. I put it on the wrong spot. That's okay. It'll still work there. So I brought that in because it's going to work faster to add adhesive on the back side of this than to try to manipulate a whole bunch of glue dots in front of you guys. So glue dots, though, you have them. So we're just going to draw on a couple little splatters of liquid glue. And then we've got our other punched flower and our glasses. And we're going to layer them. We're going to sandwich them together. Pink on pink. And the glue allows you to kind of push your piece into place so that you don't have to worry about the edges not lining up when you stick it down. Now if you flip it over, you have a white flower with these beautiful gold leaves coming out of it. And you want to figure out which direction your flower is going to look the best on here. But you want to have two petals that look like arms going out to the side. So you don't want to have it like, well, you could have it like that because these could be the two. In fact, let's do that. Let's make it a little different than the other ones. So I'm going to put a glue, not a glue dot, I'm sorry, a dimensional here and a dimensional here. And they're going to be wide enough apart, there they are, that they're going to still allow that ribbon to come in and out. Because I'm using what's called mini dimensionals. These do not come in the kit, but you can buy sheets of them. We have dimensionals that are black too. It's super cool. They debuted in the holiday catalog, and so if you're using dark cardstock, that's the way to go. You want to stock up on those fun dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to stick this down so that these two guys are on the outside, like so, and your ribbon can still slip in and out. And then the last piece is, of course, adding the center of your flower. So we're going to do that with one of these guys. And he just happened to reach out to me, so I'll take him. There, we got him. So there's one. There's the other. And let's see if we can clean up this area a little bit so you guys can see. Hang on. We're going to try to clean this up a little bit so you can see all of the items that I made at once. I don't know if it's possible. We'll try. I have more to show though. I know we've gone past an hour. I never do that. I talk a lot, but this is a huge amount of stuff that I'm sharing and I want to share it all. Okay, can we see it all? I'm going to zoom out a tad. So that's what I made for you today, but I want to share with you a little tip because Sale-a-Bration is going on. And I want you to be aware that if you are somebody who not only loves Stampin' Up! Products but adores them, that you know that you can get in on the starter kit special. It's always one of the best times of the year to get the starter kit. The starter kit right now, $99 for $125 worth of product, free shipping, a free bonus paper pumpkin kit that's just randomly put in there. It's awesome, $26 in free stuff, right? But now, through the end of March, you get to add on a stamp set of your choice in addition to all the other things you pick in your kit. You get to pick whatever's in your kit, by the way, and just add one more stamp set to it. So go up to $125 worth of stuff and then add another stamp set, like your highest price stamp set should be that one, right? And then you get a mini cutter. It's super cute. I'm going to show you that next. And you get this variety pack of paper. If you go to my blog at stampyourartout.com, you can click on my community. You can click on join Stampin' Up, join now. I can't remember what it says, but there's a little tab across the top and you can join my group of Stampers with Art Stars demonstrators. We have a ton of fun. So, all right, hopefully you got to see all of those really quick. We're going to move this off to the side and we're bringing in that mini trimmer. This is the mini trimmer. Look how cute it is. So a little tip, it's perfect for cutting 6-inch lengths at the most, which makes it tough for that 8.5 by 11 cardstock, right? But thankfully demonstrators share ideas, and Kylie Bertucci shared the idea of folding your cardstock in half and then trimming it. So you could fold it this way or you could fold it this way. So let's say you don't want to pull out your big trimmer because your desk is cluttered with stuff and you don't have room to pull that big trimmer out again. Grab the mini trimmer that's just sitting off to the side. Have this on your desk and handy just for all those little tiny pieces, and you can do a card-based piece instantly by folding your card stock in half. So I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to do it this way because you guys already know that you can fold it this way. It's going to be 5.5 inches in length and it's going to fit in there because it's cut 6 inches. But we're going to fold it this way just to give it a different look. Glasses, hang on. All right, so we're going to fold it and we're going to use our bone folder and crease it because this is a tool that you should always have handy too. We're going to open up the guillotine little cutter thing. Be careful not to get your fingers in there. We're going to bring it in. Oh, you know what? This is probably why Kylie is showing you the other way. Because it's definitely going to cut that way. So we're going to use a little guide because it goes to the 4 1/4 inch length. But we're going to use a guide. We're going to use a piece of cardstock that has already been cut to that size. And we're going to slip it in here. Bring up the handle all the way. We're going to slip it in here like this. And lay it flat. And then we're going to remove this guide. And we're going to slice. Oh yeah, hold down this too. Hold down your plastic arm. Hold and slice. And now you've got 2 horizontal card bases ready to add a layer to. So let's say I want to add this beautiful layer from this variety pack that you also get with the starter kit. It's double-sided. It's a sampler 6x6 pack from lots of papers that are new right now. So let's say I want to cut a layer for this card. Well, then I just bring in another cardstock piece that I've already prepared ahead of time, and I know that this piece is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so I've labeled it and I've got it ready. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay it over the top of my paper that I want to cut. I'm going to lift up my handle. I'm going to insert it. Now, on this piece, definitely I could have done the measurements over here. There are measurements over here that say 4 inches, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it that way. But with the other direction, I can't. I can't go to 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to lay my guide down on here. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to pull it out and away. You could probably leave it there too, but you don't want to risk cutting that little template thing that you made. And now I have a piece that is the perfect size. So now I have a little layer for the front of my card. So it just makes it nice and quick and easy. If you have some fun little pieces that are cut and ready to go so that you can make fun layers along with your trimmer, just keep these together on your desktop in your set. You're going to love that cutter. Okay, so let's bring it back for a minute. Long video. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have so much to share. It's been a long time. We're going to set up the computer here because I want to draw for prizes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, it's ready. So here is my Facebook page that you are on, Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel Facebook page. And we're going to click on our videos. We're going to grab the one from last week. Now last week's winners, I'm sorry, not last week, 3 weeks ago, the winners from before had a choice between some products that we're leaving and a set of dimensionals, and there were different products to choose from. We're going to copy that link. We're going to bring it into our random comment picker. We're going to draw a winner. Oops, my hand's angled funny. How many people? Oh, sorry, we currently can't get any comments anymore. Oh no. Here's another thing that's going to just kind of throw me off while I'm doing a live video. We currently, off of personal, private, or public closed groups, this is not a public, oh, it is a public group, I guess. Most likely that's an issue. Let's just try it one more time. Oh my goodness sakes. Copy the link. We'll try it in this one over here. Just a new one. I am logged in. All right, I guess I'm not drawing commenters live. All right, we're not doing a live prize drawing. There we go. I wonder if it works with YouTube. I have my YouTube videos pulled up. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just going to do a little experiment because they also have YouTube, or they used to give you the option. Oh, gosh. Gosh, oh golly, gee whiz. That one's working. I'm going to bring you back. We're at least going to draw a YouTube winner. Okay, so what I did, and I'll just do it again. So I pulled up my YouTube channel and I copied the link from the snowman video, which was the last video I did live with you guys, and I put it on YouTube. And we're going to copy and paste into here, and then I clicked get YouTube comments. And we have 60, is it, oh, it's 92? 92 commenters. We're gonna click start. So at least we can draw a YouTube winner. Oh dear. Well, this might push me to do YouTube lives more, I guess. Cheryl Rush, you are the winner I don't know if you're live with us on Facebook right now, but Cheryl, you get to choose between a couple different prizes. So now I'm going to bring out the prizes that Cheryl gets to choose from. I wonder if the live one will work. We'll try the live one. Maybe it's just the Facebook videos that are already pre-recorded. So we'll still try to draw a winner from today, okay? All right, let's do this. All right, so from the video 3 weeks ago, the prizes that are left are the Ice Stamp and Glitter and the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. Again, the winner gets to choose between one or the other, and you get a set of dimensionals along with that. So, all right, so Cheryl gets to pick that. Let's go back to the computer and see if we can make it work with the live. That's what happens. A new year starts and everybody changes everything around. All right, let's go to our live video. So we're going to do a refresh. Gives everybody a chance to comment. It's crazy, right? I know. So I might have to go to YouTube Lives if that is the only way that works. We're going to click on videos. We're going to get that out of there. And we're going to grab the link for that one. Let's see if the live one will work. It's crazy. Okay, we have the new live in there. Crossing my fingers. The live is working. Okay, well there you go. I might not be able to draw 3 winners, but I could do 2 live ones and then 1 YouTube one later. Does that sound like a plan, you guys? Let me show you what you get. So I have been collecting these cute little ladybug stamp sets that you can only earn right now with a $300 order. I have been placing a lot of orders. So I have 3 of them to give out. I guess we're doing 2 now. And we will do the other one from the YouTube next week. Okay? So, and if you already have this set, yes, I brought this out too. If you already have this set, I have a consumable option. Yay, for anybody who already has the stamp set. Because if you already have the stamp set and you win, you don't want the stamp set again, right? Or maybe you do. But I have this little bundle of goodies from Sale-a-Bration to choose from. I don't know. This is crazy, right? Okay, so we got 144 of you that have commented. Here we go. Who's the first winner? Guess I'm changing everything around. Deanna! Deanna, I think I reacted to your comment earlier if you're the same Deanna. I feel like that was you. Anyways, congratulations to you. You are our first winner. I'm going to draw our second winner. I'm just going to move some tabs around here. It helps if I keep things in order, you guys. I know you don't know what I'm doing right now, but okay. So now we're going to grab, and we're going to do another refresh. We're going to grab one more winner from the live, because obviously the recorded on Facebook is not working. Okay, let's grab those videos. There is the link right here. I'm so sorry. It's making me laugh because this is so silly how things just change from, you know, they just change. Okay. Do we still have 144 commenters? That's fine. Oh, 146. 2 more of you got in on it. Who's our second winner today? Our second winner. And sorry, if you want to comment later, you got to go over to my YouTube channel. That'll make you visit there. Catherine Martinez, you are our second winner. And good morning, yes to you. Okay. We have just taken up a ton of time today. I promise that next week, congratulations to our winners, by the way. I promise that next week will be less time. I'm not even going to tell you how long this was. Thank you for giving me all your time today, you guys. Next time I'm going to do a live will be January 15th, next week on the 11th. I'm going to fill you in on my dad's progress with his health, because some of you have been wondering. And then I will also fill you in on what's going on with my oldest son at that time. So I hope you come back for more creativity and some sharing that way. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.